Hello, fans and athletes of bodybuilding. I'm Linda Murray, 8 times Miss Olympia, and you are watching Olympia TV. We have a packed house, guys. Let me first introduce the host of Femme Flex Friday that are joining me. Wendy Fortino, she's been on the Olympia stage. She's qualified 7 times. And of course, the one and only Whitney Jones, 3 times Ms. Olympia.
What up, guys?
Thanks, guys, for joining us. Today, it's going to be an honest, open, fun conversation. How can it not be fun with the ladies of our pro fitness division? Lots of fun.
Oh,
okay, let me get right into it. Let me start first with 8 times Ms. Olympia Adela Garcia.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited.
Yes,
this is awesome.
Thanks for accepting the invitation. And up next, Ms. Olympia, 5 times, our current reigning champion, Oksana Grishina.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you. And because we're going to focus, our initial conversation is going to be about the upcoming Miss International, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Miss International. Let's welcome the fabulous IFBB Pro Fitness Pro, Jaclyn Baker.
Jaclyn.
Honor to be here.
So we have the best of the best in the house, guys. And like I said, we're going to focus first initially. I'm going to send this question to Jaclyn. I'm just really amazed because you're going into the Miss International, and it's pretty much 12 weeks between the Ms. Olympia and the Miss International. So many questions as far as, did you know already when you were at the Olympia? Did you have the invitation? Were you able to prepare? Like, what is it like? Because how do you do this? I mean, with the routines, and are you going to show us something new? I'm shooting this question to you.
Okay. Yeah, it is a short time frame. It's almost like a little bit too long and a little bit too short. I feel like it's somewhere in between. Did I know at Olympia that I was doing Arnold's? No, because the Arnold invites don't go out till December, late December. So I had applied. I did place second last year. So I was hopeful that I would be invited to Arnold's this year, having placed 4th, 3rd, and 2nd the past 3 years. But no, to answer your question, I did not know if I was going to be doing Arnold's. But my coach and I had decided we would prepare for Arnold's in the hopes that I would be able to be invited and be competing. And then December came along and I got the invitation and the invite. So I was very lucky to be going into my 5th Arnold Classic.
Wow. Your 5th. Your 5th.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been there for like 10 years.
I skipped 2020. So I did 2019, 21, 22, 23. This will be my 5th. Yeah.
I think because I've been fortunate enough to like share the stage with you so many times.
Right.
So many amazing years. But wow. Okay. 5. All right.
Yeah, this will be my 5th year. And I am doing a new routine. Prefer to do a new routine each and every time I can. So I will be doing a brand new routine that I started 2 weeks ago. I know I'm a little bit different than a lot of the other fitness athletes. Coming from a professional dance background, I'm used to putting on 60-minute shows in 5, 6, 7 days. So not that a 2-minute routine is easy by any means to do and perfect, but as far as the brain space goes, I'm pretty quick at learning it. So it depends on my choreographer and timing with everything because he doesn't live here. So we started, about maybe 3 weeks ago now.
You started about 3 weeks ago. Wendy, we have a wonderful clip that I'm a TikTok fan. And as you know, Jaclyn, I'm always like, I see you in the gym working out and responding and stuff. So when I saw the what you had to do, just as far as that the costume, I said, one of my thoughts, let's watch this.
Oh man. Oh gosh.
This is my
Trial
favorite
and
video.
error.
Right.
I don't know why I
trial and
did
error.
this to
So
myself.
It's not done. Oh, wait.
So that was your preparation for the Olympia.
Oh, wait, hang on. We're not
Oh,
there.
wait.
We missed it. Wait,
Yeah, go back, I think.
I gotta go back. Those are the sisters.
So that was your preparation for the Olympia. So the costume in your routine, you changed like 3 times in front of us on stage. Is that
I
correct?
did. Yeah.
Okay, here you go. There you go. We gotta watch it from the beginning again.
Okay. This is my costume designer, and she actually came up with the idea the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't like in previous years when this is me practicing and failing over and over. But it worked.
Yay!
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's so much that goes into these routines. Let me tell you, ladies, today I watched the entire Olympia again. I was there in person. I watched the prejudging, but I thought, and that's why I asked you, are you going to do a new routine? And so you are.
I am.
You are.
Yeah, I think I've only repeated the routine like twice, and it was because Arnold and Olympia were like 2 weeks apart. There was something strange that was like very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to do a new routine. I don't know.
So do you do a new routine like let's say if you compete, if you're trying to qualify for the which you like, I don't know, what's the top qualifications at the Olympia? Top 5, top 3 automatically come back the next year? Top three. Okay. Yeah, because that just seems like a lot.
It is. I personally have been fortunate to be qualified for the Olympia for the past, I think 4 years now. Mm-hmm. So I haven't done, maybe 4 or 5 years. So I haven't done any of the, I guess what you call like normal pro shows, like a Miami Pro or
correct.
Toronto. So I haven't done a new routine for like 4 competitions throughout a year, but I have done 2 or 3 in a year.
Yeah, and I see that consistently when I go to all the shows. I notice like with Mina, for example, she did that routine when she won the Olympia Fitness, and I believe I saw her do it at another show prior to. So yeah, we get it.
Pretty standard for the fitness athletes to keep their routine for an entire season. I would say that's standard. I would say I'm not the quote unquote norm. But I think that just stems from my dance background, and it's fun for me to get on stage and do something fresh, where I feel like the other people, that gives them a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
Well, but to be honest, like, gosh, Oksana, you and I, we did the whole Arnold tour where we were traveling and we were competing 7 to 8 shows a year with like Australia and Spain and Brazil and the US Arnold and Olympia. So it almost seemed like back then you would have a routine for the Arnold, and then you'd have a routine for the Olympia. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, now we don't have all those shows where you can travel internationally. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's almost like, again, as a choreographer for a lot of the fitness athletes, if you have a good span of 3 to 4 months between shows, if you've got talent, you have that urge to be like, I want something new, because it's like a show. If they've seen it once, it's not as exciting that second. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what I love. Jaclyn, you always bring something new. And you don't do this repetitive stuff. Now, it's tough, though, as an athlete, when the judges say, we loved your routine, don't change a thing, bring it. I'm like,
And
Oh, but
every time is different. Yes, every time is something different, and you always raise your bar. So I'm really impressed every
Mhm.
Well,
time.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so
Yeah.
amazing.
much. It means a lot.
Yeah, and I know I've heard the judges, they say if the suit and the color works, you don't need to change your suit. The routine is perfect. Don't change, don't change the routine. But, we're women and it's just like we change our hairstyles. I get it. I get it. It's a lot. So I want to tell also that our audience out there that we also invited Ariel Kadar to participate. She's feeling a little under the weather. I know she's watching. Hello, Ariel.
Ariel.
Hey,
Hey!
Ariel. Hi.
Yeah, and so the lineup this year at the Miss International, we have 12 women on that stage, and I believe four competed at the Olympia, right? We're talking Nina. She competed at the Olympia. Ariel, you, Jaclyn, and
I think five.
also Jody. Is it 5?
I think Tiffany also.
Tiffany
Tiffany,
also.
yes.
Okay, and
Yes.
Tiffany also.
So there's
All right.
5.
So just how are you feeling right now?
Well,
Yeah,
Me,
I-
I feel pretty good.
You feeling pretty good?
I want to know,
I think she's
Oksana,
ready.
really fast, Oksana. How come what made you decide not to do the Arnold?
Uh, I don't know. I just, I really need time to break just to check my body. Even after Olympia, I felt so good, like no injuries, nothing. Usually it's, a lot of scratches, or you need some time after the show just to figure out what was broken, what's safe, So yeah. So I'm still checking on it.
You're still checking the
You
body.
still shaking?
checking.
Okay, chicken.
Yes.
I get it. I get it.
She's chicken. She's too chicken.
Yeah. But no, I wasn't think about Arnold. I don't know, because I think emotionally and physically I gave everything to the Olympia, and I knew I'm exhausted, like really exhausted. Yes. So even emotionally, for me, it's important to, be full emotionally. So I haven't thought about Arnold this year.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's get it out there. You guys have any predictions based on the 12 women that are showing up on stage? We know that Jaclyn always brings it, Ariel always in the top. Let me shoot that question. Let me shoot that question to Adela. Adela, you were in the audience. You and I sat next to each other
Yeah.
at the Olympia. We got the opportunity to see
I was
all 5
yelling
of
a
the
lot.
women.
Yes. Yeah, it was awesome. I was so excited to be there and see the girls. I love fitness. As you know, I just added fitness to my show as well. So, giving back, that's had been the most important for me. And seeing the girls, it just took me back. I mean, I was yelling, but I was crying too. Because as you miss a stage, but at the same time, it's like it's time to support these girls. So looking at this lineup for the Arnold, I do what I'm just looking at all the pictures here.
I know.
Ariel is a strong competitor. Jaclyn, I think you're coming in strong. You're coming in strong. And my prediction, I will say, and not because she's right here in this interview, but I honestly think Jaclyn, she's gonna walk away with that first spot, and then second, I will see Ariel and Jody came in really good. Jody Ashley's physique was amazing. Even better than when we competed together. And Jody's that type of competitor. I remember she was injured at one of the Olympiads I was competing, And I remember telling her, I said, if there's one person that can do a routine with one leg, that's her. Because she even walked on stage on doing handstands. And I mean, but her physique was something that was a little bit lacking back in the days. And I mean, she had kids and she looks amazing. So
Wow.
she's
So
another one
Jody,
to watch. Yeah.
wow. So Jody competed, you competed the same time with Jody.
Yeah. Yeah. We competed together. It was like when Jody started, I was like, oh, this is kind of scary because she, I tell you why, she's good. So,
Yeah.
and the other girl that I like, it is, I think she goes, but is it Frida?
Yeah,
Um,
Shelly.
I think she's
Yeah,
from the
Michelle
UK.
Shelley.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she is.
Michelle.
She's good. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she's really good as well. And it just depends on the physique. I think at the Olympia they kind of made a statement when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to the routine and the physiques, where it was kind of nice to see. They call it little T. She, I don't know where, she came in that
Taylor?
second.
You
So
mean Taylor
yeah, Taylor.
Learmont?
So
Mm-hmm.
yes, so she really kind of shake things up, and I think it's kind of, this is good for the sport, because I think when I
Mm-hmm.
competed, we were very small, and I think that just the physique being too developed, it kind of put a lot of pressure on all those, and I think just bringing something different, I think it's gonna make a little bit of change in fitness, and
Mm-hmm.
I love to see that. Like I would love to see the
Mm-hmm.
girls to be a little bit smaller, the
Mm-hmm.
way that it was back in the day. Like I competed at 112 pounds, so
Wow.
I think it's
Wow.
easier for them. You don't have to less stress on the body, and
Mm-hmm.
less injury as well. I mean, Whitney, know, like I have a shoulder that is gone. I cannot, when I try to compete again, I'm like, no way, girl, you're done. So
Mm-hmm.
it is difficult, but I think with the smaller physique, everybody is going to be, it's going to be better for the sport. We can bring more girls, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean, looking at this lineup, I'm looking at it right now. It's like, yeah, I think a lot of the girls came in a little bit smaller as well. So I like
Mm-hmm.
to see that.
Well,
Yeah.
and
So yeah,
honestly,
so that,
there was a lot of athletes who said, "Gosh, do we have to be that big?" And you
Mm-hmm.
don't. I
yes,
mean, this last Olympia was a clear indication that routine is 2/3. So it's
yes,
nice that they see, okay, physique is part of it, but talent is a lot more important. And you've
Yeah.
got to look the part, you got to be the part. But that has been a concern. And I know, Adela, you have fitness in your show, and
right.
Jaclyn, you coach a lot of athletes, you do choreography. We've seen that drop because we're trying to recruit athletes who have a gymnastics background, cheer background, dance background. And then when they look at our sport and they're like, oh my God, you guys are huge,
Mm-hmm.
they think it's
Yes,
unattainable. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
our numbers have dropped significantly, which clearly we don't want. And, again, it's like, okay, so how do we solve this problem? But all of us did. It's like they've been saying, come down in size, come down in size. And
Mm-hmm.
we have been,
yes,
and they made a clear indication, by
Mm-hmm.
Taylor was low on the totem pole when it came to the physique round. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
then her routine was stellar, and she did stuff that people hadn't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's fun to
yes,
have that new excitement, and again, it's going to change things up. I think it's great. Again, as an athlete, all of us are athletes, right? We want that challenge. Nothing that's given to us is ever exciting. You want to earn it. So when
Mm-hmm.
you have to level up, whether it means physique wise or talent and skill wise, if you're
Mm-hmm.
an athlete, you're like, bring it. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll accept the challenge and I'll do what's needed in order to place.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oksana, do you have any thoughts on that and your predictions and just
Yes, just to follow what just girl said about fitness in general. Like last 2 years, 2020, 2001, and 21st, second, when I back from retirement, I was trying to put on muscles because obviously I see that girls getting bigger. So I was trying to, put some muscles, and it cost me 2 injuries. First, it
Mm,
was my knee, and second, it was my calf where I couldn't come up on stage. It's 2022. So, and it's all about we getting heavier. So last year I decided, no way, I just wanna feel great in my body. I wanna do my best. You know, I just, and I felt so great during routine. So for me, it was most important to look good and feel light, feel good during routine. So that's why I wasn't like really focused on gaining muscles. I'm like, no way this year. So, and I felt so good as never before. Exactly during my routine and practicing my routine. So, yeah, so it's just to follow up that girl said about size, muscle size, because obviously for fitness, this is really risky. You know, it's risky. Why in bodybuilding they remove any gymnastics moves, right? Because it's risk. It's can be tough injury. So the same in fitness. Yes, we practice every day, but we injure ourselves during practicing. So it's I always felt my Achilles. I'm sure Jaclyn, you felt the same, because we like Achilles, because you're getting heavier, and it's all a fact, especially for dancers, because when you dance, you like we non-stop, and we do how to say, wide steps before the jump, before the choreography move. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty dangerous to get heavy. And off season, I keep my weight so low. I'm trying as low as possible, just so we can practice and work on some new skills.
Yeah.
Interesting points. I mean, it's great to hear this information and educate the fans out there. I mean,
The more muscle you have, the less flexibility you have. And
Well,
I
I
don't
mean, muscle
100%.
realize.
Yes, and
it's
yes,
it's
and
a true. Muscle takes more space. Muscle it's more what it says. Muscle takes more space than fat. So of course, it's like the heavier you are, the harder it's gonna be to do all those moves, and especially flexibility as well. So it just makes sense. Like it's. I mean, when smaller you are, it's so much easier to do a straddle jump or do any kind of move when you are bigger. So it's just, I think it's just, this is gonna be great. I just love to see the girls being a little bit smaller. And oh, you put in my favorite routine right there, and
oh,
that
here's
was
your
after
favorite
I
routine.
tore.
This is your favorite routine? All right, Adela.
This is Adela.
Yes, because it was right after I tore. That's when I tore my ACL in 2008, and that was my comeback. So
Okay.
it's just it was a very
Redemption.
special. Yeah,
Talk
it
us
was a
through
very
it.
special moment.
Yeah, talk
The
us through
routine,
it.
it didn't even start. I
Wow.
remember my choreographer.
Woo.
That routine, it just came up. Like it took, I think, the whole recovery time. That was the time that took to put that routine together. And my choreographer came in, and it just started like very basic. And then I ended up getting into a lot of handstands. Then, since I couldn't do anything with my legs, so that's when I got stronger with the handstand. And I remember
And
being on that stage, and
you learned how to do back handsprings when you got into
yeah,
fitness.
Wow.
I have no background. I remember seeing you in magazines, and I'm like, man, those ladies are beautiful. I want to look like, I want models. And I just saw a flyer at a gym, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I don't even know how I did it. We didn't even have internet or anything back in the day. So I just follow a diet from also Fitness magazine, and I
Yeah.
got myself ready, and I went to compete and got second, and then I got addicted to this thing, and it took me all over the place. But it
You're
was,
a
and
full
that was,
character with your games and everything.
Yes, and that was what I was sitting here thinking. I mean, watching all the routines today, I thought, I mean, as far as like theme, like all of you are just on point as far as your skills. And at the end of the day, it's like you have to also think about entertainment. Like I'm just gonna say, like Oksana's routine, like I got chills.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and you guys, it's like, how long is your routine? Like two and a
Thank
half
you.
minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
2
so
minutes.
hard to put, what you want in 2 minutes. I always have some 2.5, 2.10. I wish it could be
You're like,
longer,
what do I
especially.
cut?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. But about prediction, Linda, you asked me, and I'm not the person who gonna talk about predictions because I'm competitor myself, and I know how sounds for competitors. I just want to say that it's gonna be the amazing lineup. It's really amazing lineup of competitors who have experience and also who don't have experience. Like we have Anna Fomina. It's going to be her first Arnold Classic, very first. And I help her with choreography. She's going to bring something, and I know how stressed she is. She's like, oh, everyone is so amazing. How I'm going to be there? I'm like, you're going to be fine. Just
Who is this?
enjoy every. Anna
Oksana?
Fomina. Anna Fomina. Anna.
I see.
Yes. And she is the most flexible girl in fitness. That's for sure. When I work with her, I'm like, oh my God, how you do that? Yes, but
And
all other girls is just, I don't know, like in fitness it's hard to predict actually, because
Yeah.
they all amazing, and
Yeah.
you never know how routine will go. I
Yeah.
just hope that stage will be perfect for the fitness and nobody will get injured or anything. Just
I agree with you, Oksana. You don't know. A perfect example of that is at the Olympia this year. I mean, we're looking at mostly they're looking at Missy. We got to see everyone at the prejudging, and then when it's time to go and do that performance and be physical, it just totally changed the game.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And we all backstage, not everyone could see how other girls perform, and then you go for awards and you really don't know how other girls did their routines. So that's why I just wish good luck to all Arnold Classic girls. I know you're going to be amazing because fitness is the most entertaining and the most difficult division. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Just have fun.
So do any of you guys watch? Like, because I think I know I would not watch either. I didn't watch even in bodybuilding the other competitors. I was too focused on my presentation and listening to my music. And I would think in the fitness division, you do not watch. I've watched you guys watch after you're done.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never did. I used to hate at the Arnold because at the Arnold you have to see the person that is going and then you're waiting to go. And I used to just turn away and like not see them. But I don't like to watch. I remember at when we used to have the Olympia, it was what was in Vegas. I remember the girls were able to watch us and they were all on the side, and that was the most uncomfortable feeling ever that because they were all watching you and you were the defending champion.
Oh, that's
So
right. That's right.
yeah, so there was one year I remember watching them. They were all staring when I was the last one to go, and honestly, like I was not focused. So I had to overcome that for my last year competing, where I'm like, you know what, that's when I evolved as an athlete, where I knew how to control my mind and how to just have my head set on there. Like I didn't care who was watching. Like I was just that was on the stage. It was the stage and myself, the two of us together. So
Yeah.
because it's just hard, and I think I mean I remember like I never like to watch the girl, even if they were there. I don't like to stare at their performance unless I'm sitting in the audience, because it's kind of stressful. You want to see a
Yeah.
smiley
Yeah.
face. You want to make sure people cheer you on, but you don't want it to feel like hey, I hope you missed that, but it's yeah, we're at the, Oksana and I used to
Jaclyn, you're always
say,
first.
But
Yeah,
actually,
always first.
I loved when girls watching,
I like
watching
when
my
they
routine. Yeah, I'm like, I feel this. I don't know. I felt great. Like,
first.
yeah, I was more. I don't know. I always do routine. Like it for me, it was more exciting when girls watching outside because,
I think
yeah,
as a performer,
yeah,
you thrive off of audience. So
Yeah.
yeah. I
the
mean,
eyes and energy you have on you, the more you the adrenaline goes and you come alive.
yeah,
I'm
and
always first in Olympia because my last name is BA. So I don't have that decision. Arnold's is usually hit or miss. Somehow I always end up first at Arnold also.
You do every time.
I don't
You
know.
always
I don't know. It's fine. I'm used to it and I like it. It's totally fine. But yeah, I don't mind people watching me and I don't mind watching others. But I think if you have the right mental space and you're confident with your routine, none of that kind of gets to you. Seeing people get
yes.
heard is hard.
Yes.
That can kind of throw you for a loop. But the other stuff
Well,
backstage.
finding that it's like watching them because I love to watch, and it's like I feel like there's this support because all the girls are there going, nail the skill. Oh, don't get hurt. Oh, she killed it. Oh, that's amazing. All that good stuff, right? But the only drawback is going when they come off stage and they're like, oh my God, there's a spot on the stage, avoid it. And you're like, but I can't. My routine. So that's the only bad part. But I agree. I love the support with all of it.
Wow.
So we have some comments here.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
Anna,
Anna.
this is Anna. Yes, Anna. Anna, good luck with your practice. Looking forward to see you.
A lot of people first time attending. It's such a fabulous event.
It's gonna be a show. And just so you know, I mean, no offense to any of the other divisions, but fitness is the best. Just saying.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why Arnold for not for 1 second did he think to not have fitness. He knows how entertaining fitness is. It's just just great for people on the outside to see our fitness division because you guys sum it up,
Yes. And
really
Tarek just comment about Jaclyn's performance are absolutely amazing. And yes, Tarek, I'm agree with you. And I will repeat it once again because I don't see any stops in her routine. Like it's non-stop. It's like from one movement to another, it's always transition. And that's endurance in fitness. That's highest endurance. And I know how hard it is. Like because sometimes you're welcome. But sometimes there's a lot of stops, like move from one move to another move. All the stops, you take a break. So, and in Jaclyn routines, I don't see that. There is no stops. It's like even if it's slow music, she do some balance or strength move. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. I think for my predictions, and again, I'm totally in agreement, Oksana. Like it's really difficult to, as far as predictions, but I sat and I watched the routines from the Olympia with my pen and pad, and for me, no question, I think both Ariel and Jaclyn, like. As far as your skill set, your ability to entertain the audience, and your physiques, you guys bring it. So that's going to be my prediction. But at the same time, like, again, I just feel like every single athlete, you guys just work so hard. And I know.
Tie. Give me a tie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tie. Yeah,
Ariel and I are very good friends, so I'll tie with her, no problem.
Okay. I'll say. So
well, I've always joked with Jaclyn because I'm like, girl, I feel like since you're at the first that the judges aren't ready for you. Amazing.
The live stream never is.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So it's like I feel like they haven't watched some of your routine.
Mhm.
I know.
So, it's like it's precise. Everything is precise, classy, toe point, all the details. Like that's what makes the routine entertaining.
Mhm.
So, again, I always joke about it. Maybe at the Arnold this year, you won't be first. We'll see. We'll see. But you
Thank
all
you.
come in consistent, amazing physique, amazing routine. I love that you have something new. You
Yeah,
always
it's fun.
do. It makes it exciting. Do you want to give us a hint on the theme? Give
Yeah,
us
we
some.
want to know what's
I
coming.
feel like it's still me because I truly believe in staying true to myself, and
Mhm.
that's what I've done well with, and what I
Mhm.
believe as an athlete and artist. But it is a little bit different.
Ooh.
So it is, it still has the classic Jaclyn skills and emotion and idea, but it does have a little bit of a different vibe to it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
and I can say from watching Jacqueline's routine and Ariel's routine in regards to like emotions, um, Ariel, she has that intense, serious. She had that serious facial expression the entire time, intense. And Jaclyn, you had more of a lighthearted energy going on. And I've with Wendy, you and I, we talked about when you're putting on those performances, like your facial expressions are important. So if you're doing something, you're doing the robot. And I think that I believe Ariel, she won the Arnold on her robot routine, right? When she won
She
the
did.
Yeah,
Arnold.
she did that.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
Yeah, right. So she has that really intense athlete, like, you know,
Yeah.
watch.
yeah.
She is so precise, and she's just every single move is just intense, right?
Yeah.
So I did think that the Terminator routine suit her so well because it was about, a robot, and she does robot so well. I
Mhm.
think that I think Ariel is just one of the most like technically amazing fitness
Mhm.
athletes that
Mhm.
there are in the division right now,
Mhm.
and hers is really like nailing the routine with her style is really like what sets her over the top when she does a routine.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see what she brings too. Her and Jaclyn have totally different styles.
Correct.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm
Jaclyn
saying.
is
Yeah.
dramatic, and you expect this like dance brilliance, and then you have Ariel, who is just technical, and her gymnastic skill level is so high. They both are like so good in their own way. It's just
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
And you guys
So
know
Yes.
that Ariel got her pro car at, I think she was 17 or 6. She was the
Yeah.
youngest.
So young.
Yeah, she was the youngest IFBB pro. I remember when she got her
Yeah.
pro car.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, about expression, Linda said, you said about face expression. Yes, that's important in fitness, but it should, um, how to say, come I mean, the
Yeah.
real energy comes from inside. You can have really serious face, fighting face, or face of, I don't know, like Adela, vampire, right?
Mhm.
And you have to act. You have to act, and the most important is your energy from inside,
Mhm.
like, and that's what audience feel.
Mhm.
So, and Ariel and Jaclyn, they both doing it very well
Mhm.
on them own style. So
Yes.
Styles,
Yes.
yes,
yeah.
Yeah, and I
I
think
and
will
that's
have to say
important.
though
and
that
also
when
uh-huh.
Oksana came up to the scene when I first met her, she did this letter routine.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, who is this girl? Where you who are
I
you?
remember that
And
routine.
it was so awesome. Like she didn't know anyone. She just came in, she's like, hi, and she's taking picture with all of us, and we're like, well, you're amazing, but we're scared.
Mhm.
Oh my
Uh,
God, Adela,
yeah.
I will never forget this Olympia. It was my first Olympia ever, and I come up with slow, like lyric music. It was Lara Fabian, Je t'aime, French
Mhm.
singer, and it was about my past, my life and past, about my relationship, and it was. I mean, I felt it. So my face was like this, but it was here,
It's
in my
beautiful.
heart. And Adela, I didn't speak English, zero, and DJ wouldn't take my music because it was so slow. He said, "No, we can't. This is fitness, so we can't take accept this music." And Adela, I'm like, I didn't know who asked for help,
Really?
No
and
way.
Adela said, "No, no, this is her music. She's special, so don't, don't."
Aw.
So, and I'm like, "Oh,
Mhm.
thank you,"
Mhm.
because when you first time at the Olympia, you don't know. Maybe that's a rule, And I couldn't change routine for like one day or yeah, for one night. So
Mhm.
that's why I was like, oh my God. So, and
Mhm.
I remember that
They didn't
well.
know how to read her. It's just the same thing with Jaclyn. It's like, you guys, the way that you perform, everything is so precise and it's so clean. And I don't think the judges were prepared for that when Oksana first came in. And, it's a little bit of time. And then when people say, they want faster, then you say they want a
Mm-hmm,
little faster. I think when Oksana came in, and it's like that was her style. So people
Mhm.
started
Mhm.
like, okay, we like this. And, people started loving her out. Yeah, this was my favorite routine.
Oh,
That right there.
wow.
I mean,
The
that black
Joker's my
swan.
favorite.
Oh,
I love the
yeah,
Joker.
that too. I don't know which one. I don't know which one is like, because
I
when I
love the
forgot
Joker.
this. I
that
remember
was
this thing.
very that was very
Yeah,
hard
it's
on
like,
point shoes, yeah,
Yeah,
On point shoes. I can't believe you
Right.
did that.
yeah,
Wow.
because on carpet it's very slippery, so I
yeah.
brought
I
some,
did heels a couple of my routines.
Ah,
yeah.
you're
So did
I
you
don't know.
crazy.
take
This
off
kind
your
of,
you took off your shoes because was that part of the routine or
Oh yes, part of routine.
okay?
Not just, it
Yeah,
wasn't
She's like,
I
improvisation.
these
No.
are
wasn't
done.
sure. I wasn't
She's like,
sure.
no more point. That's it.
Yeah, because
Linda,
that's such
work
a big issue with
Yeah.
working,
the
no,
floor.
no, no, working in point shoes and barefoot, it's total different programs. It's like total different. So
Mhm.
it was set up, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah.
yeah,
guys,
you definitely completely kind of help all the other fitness girls, because once I saw Oksana, I was like, okay, so I got more involved into my performance, so you just
Mhm.
kind of learn to do it. And every single girl, all of them, like Whitney, she has her own style. She just like super energy, always energetic. And, all of
Mhm.
her, they all has something special to bring to the stage. That's what fitness is so awesome. And this year,
Yeah.
when I had it on my show, last year, everybody's like, oh my God, nobody knew what fitness was all about. And that
Mm-hmm.
was it. The show was incredible. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, we love fitness. We want to see it again." Oh, this is another one too. I think, come on, now. It's like I don't even know which
So
one I
funny.
like the most now. It's
Oh,
like,
This
that's
is
my
yeah, this
legitimately
favorite.
one was
That's definitely my favorite.
Is
Uh-huh.
that your
Adela,
favorite?
Adela, we all inspired by your work, like because you are 8 times Fitness Olympia and we compete with you together for many years. Oh my God. And I was always impressed by your physique. How you can do this quality, like your body was
Mhm.
always. I'm like, ah, and yeah, it was.
thank you, thank you. I know this routine is good too. Like I like it.
Okay, so
I
I have
think
a
I have to
question.
watch. Yeah.
So, Oksana, you said this is your favorite routine, right?
Yeah.
And then Adela, what's yours? And Jax, what's yours?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine is vampire routine. That was it.
Yeah.
What
Vampire.
routine?
Anytime I see it, I cry. The vampire, the one that you
Aw.
found.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's just like it's so I never thought I could come back again after my injury. It's just like, one of those things. And I remember getting getting on that stage, and I was like running out of gas, and it's just like somehow I'm like, no, I got this. Come on, girl. It's like it's just a different mentality, you know. So that one was very special for me to step back on the Olympia.
Love
That's
that.
a hard
So
question for
Jaclyn,
me. I like all of mine for different reasons, but I'm gonna pick two, and that would be 2019 and then this year. And they actually both ended with the same song and the same costume ripoff. In 2019, similarly to Taylor, actually, I was 13th in physique, and there were 14 women.
Oh,
Wow.
And back then, they only called top 10 for finals, and I
Yeah.
happened to be in top 10. And I knew in the moment that I did my routine that I made my mark on the stage. I could feel it. I still didn't think I placed above 10th, but they called me for 10th, and I remember jumping into Jody's arms at the time. And I was just like, I made top 10. I get to go back on stage.
Yeah.
And we were standing there, and they called me back out with Whitney and Rael and Missy. And I was on the lineup with them, and I turned to Darian, and I remember saying, what the heck is going on? And she was like, I don't know. And then we went back in the lineup, and they called 5th place, and it was Tiffany, who was not in that lineup.
Okay.
And so then I was like, okay, maybe I got like 6th, 7th, I don't know. And then they called me for 4th. And I mean, you could, the videos of me, I like almost fell over. I had no idea that was even possible to go from 13th to 4th. So that routine. And then this year, when we were trying to put together my routine, part of the stripping the costumes off was because I wanted to finish like I did in 2019 with the last reveal with Girl on Fire. So those two kind of bookend, for me, I feel like the trajectory of my career, and my second Olympia to my, was that my 5th or 6th? I'm not sure. I don't remember. But anyway, so those two.
Oh, I love it.
Whitney, what year was it that you did your routine with the white cape?
Oh, 2020. Yeah. That was my favorite routine. And I did
I'm looking for that.
Still my favorite. Still my favorite.
That was a good routine.
Yeah.
That was good.
I
The way
love
that you
that.
came out. Yeah, the way
Okay.
that you came out, like it was like, okay, it's on.
Okay.
Thanks. You know,
I finally
I'll be
found
honest,
it.
So I have heart issues, which I don't talk much about. So I never finished my routine, and I'm not there. So I've never visually been able to be coherent and see the audience. And this routine was the first time I finished my routine. And I remember looking at the audience, and I go, I can see them. And I've been battling these heart issues for years and years and years, and troubleshooting it. And so this is my favorite routine, because I literally walked backstage and I said, I saw the judges at the end of the routine. My brain was there. My mind was there. So like, our favorite stuff doesn't always have to do with the performance.
Yeah.
It's about like being able to overcome things. And like Jaclyn said, there's stuff that like matters to us. And you mentioned that, you know, your first routine, it had something that meant something to you and you felt it. And Adela, your favorite routine is because you overcame your ACL.
Right.
I don't think people realize there's so much more that goes into a performance than what you see on stage. And the way that we feel like we've won is because of what we put into our prep and what we've overcome. I'll be honest, we are all broken. You ask any fitness athlete at the Arnold or the Olympia, we're all broken. We all have injuries. Everyone is stepping on that stage put back together by duct tape. So to get out there and perform, it's really an anomaly. Like, do it because we have passion in our hearts, but there's so much more than what you see on the stage for 2 minutes.
Yeah. So that brings up a question for me. All the other divisions, it's about the physique, right? And you guys, your fitness routine is 2/3 of the whole deal.
That's correct.
You guys are all, you work together, you're friends. I see you guys getting along. I see an energy among you that a lot of times I don't see among the other divisions.
It's true.
So that question is, how do you balance? How at the end of the day, when I'm doing something physical and I know I performed a great routine, how does one get past, for example, Taylor placed second.
Just say it, Lena. Just go up there.
Yeah, and Jaclyn and Era, you guys placed behind her. I know you guys are buddies and friends and all of that good stuff, but at some point, is it really a tough pill to swallow? Because I know the audience, the people, the fans, they have opinions. I've heard them say certain things of where they thought somebody's routine was better than another person's routine. It was pretty obvious with, like, in the morning at the Olympia during the prejudging, top three as far as in the physique round, it was Missy and Jody and Whitney. And then we go on to that evening show, and someone like Taylor, great routine. Again, she didn't still have, there's a lot of other stuff. She's going to get better and better and better.
Of course.
So how do you balance that?
It's a subjective sport.
Mm-hmm.
Level up.
I think you can't do this sport unless you know in your brain it's a subjective sport and it's the opinion of 7 to 9 other humans.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be, in order to win a show, you have to be undeniable. You can't walk off stage every show and be like, I should have won. You probably shouldn't have. Otherwise, you would have won. If you're undeniable on that stage, you're going to win. And Taylor had a phenomenal routine. She had skills that are, to be honest, above and beyond anyone else's, I would say, on that stage. I mean, we all have great skills. We're all very strong and all very talented.
Mm-hmm.
To your point about the physique and routine, I personally wish it was 50-50. And I've wished that since 2017, before I was even in the top for physiques. Back when I was placing 13th, 14th for physique, I always wished it was 50-50 because it is a bodybuilding competition.
Mm-hmm.
So I might be on the opposite side of a lot of people for that. But I also what?
No, say you're not.
Oh, I also
a lot of people feel the same way.
I built my physique to where it is, and I'm very proud of it. I am not one of the bigger women on stage. I'm only 20 pounds on stage. I just have a very small frame with a lot of muscle on it. So it can be deceiving. I'm only 5'1". So when you have someone like Taylor that comes in and places like she does, she was undeniable in her routine. And she and it's
and in my opinion, when I looked at the lineup of the Olympia and you guys turned to the rear, because you were in the first call out, Jaclyn, and you were up there, and you were that final towards the end, and I just I scan across, and I'm looking, and I'm like, who's that on the end, second from the end? And then I'm like, oh, that's Jaclyn. And to me, I'm not sure where you actually place. So you guys get to learn, like, where did you actually place in prejudging?
I was 6th for physique.
You were what?
6th.
You were 6th?
6th.
Okay. Yeah. And so for me, I thought, I know, like, Taylor, everybody was talking about her. You should see this girl. She won the Legions. And then I get to see her routine. I even watched some other, YouTube, and I know she has a very large following. And sometimes that energy can the momentum is going along with that person and all that. But I looked and I thought, I just really wonder how you and Ariel feel about, her placing second in your physique was, to me, like, you were phenomenal. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, like you said, it's always a hard pill to swallow when you think you're a front runner and I haven't been a front runner for very long, so it's still a new position for me. It's great. I'm very happy to be here, but it is a hard pill to swallow, but I've always said it's subjective. I came off stage for physique and I was looked at my coach, and thankfully he is the coach that he is. And he was like, I could have brought you in better. And I was like, okay, let's go kill the routine. But he said to me, he's like, I think you deserved a couple spots higher, but he'll never tell me I deserved top spot if I didn't.
Okay. Yeah.
you know, he's just not like that. So I kind of came off like it was hard to swallow not being in that top 4 when the past 2 competitions I was first in physique and second in physique.
Yes.
This
we
was
could have
the-
brought a better package, and that was it. I was not undeniable on that physique round where they put me next to, you know, a Missy or a Whitney or Jody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think for me coming, again, I just always go back to my dance background and being a competitive dancer and going to auditions and things like that. It's subjective, and you can't always come off thinking that you deserve better. Otherwise, you can't learn from the experience. So
I will say that's one of the most amazing things about you, Jaclyn, is that you take this sport for what it is, and you're like, how can I get better? If you won the Olympia, if you won the Arnold, never would you even be satisfied. You would literally the night of be going, what do I need to improve on?
Thank you. Yeah. Well, everyone's beatable. I think that people forget that, you know, they go into this competition thinking they're a front runner, and everyone's beatable. No, everyone's replaceable.
Absolutely.
Everyone's beatable.
Great point to make. And that's what's hard to make a prediction that everyone is beatable. So all those athletes out here, the other 10 going into the Miss International, trust and believe, we know.
I mean, I get off stage and my coach already has what we're doing for tomorrow.
I love
And then
it.
he'll be like, celebrate. I'm like, okay.
And then since I have 3 Ms. Olympia champions here, you guys, I know what it feels like to defend that title and to be consecutive. Like, do you feel the pressure or the heat of, because that's what starts to happen. You win, you're spectacular, everybody loves your routine, and then after that, you have your fans and you have those that say you shouldn't have placed where you placed. How do you, because I won an Olympia, and I'm going to tell you, one of my Olympias, when I placed second, I cannot remember her name, but she placed third and she was in great shape. I'm just saying, I got second. Thank you, God. I'll take it. You know what I mean? So you guys kind of talk about that, the challenges of being the current champion and trying to like do that same routine that you did and you know, match that routine.
I'll say first, you can't really, you've got to stay in your own lane. It's like Jaclyn said earlier, we know how we got to the top. We know how we're placing. When you try to completely be something you're not, it's not going to work. I've tried it too. I guarantee Adela and Oksana have also been, you know, like subjected to, you need to be a little different. And when we try to be something we're not, it doesn't work out. And the best advice I have for anyone, and this is my opinion, you've got to have gratitude and appreciate the spot that you're in when you're in it. And act as everyone loves the underdog, right? No one loves the person on top. They always want the rivalry. They want to knock you off. So the thing is, you just got to take it for what it is. When you're at the top, there's only one place to go. So if you're not enjoying every freaking moment when you have that title, when you're the champ, you're totally missing the opportunity. And you can't put that pressure. The pressure is what kills most athletes, and that's across the board. So you've got to just stay in your lane, bring your best physique in fitness, bring your best routine, and literally freaking enjoy the process.
I can feel
if you're not going to do that, there's no need for you to be competing. It's just, you know, once you win, you got that pressure, but it is at the end of the day, not guaranteed that you're gonna win. Okay, so I mean, it's you cannot take it so seriously because it's just gonna destroy you. And you know, back in the days, you know, all the girls, we got along great. We used to call each other and ask each other, hey, how are you coming? Are you gonna come in hard? Just let me know, because you know, we kind of wanted to help each other out just to see. And we always enjoy that, and it was fun. And it got to a point, you know, when I was winning, that I know the girls kind of didn't want me to be there. And I felt it.
Mhm.
That's why at the end, once I won my 8 Olympia, I said, it's time for me to go. I mean, and I went back in 2014, and I was rooting for Oksana, of course, because we have a really good relationship. That was like I said, I don't mind losing to Oksana at any time, and I did when we went to the Arnold in Spain. And Oksana came back, and she's like, "This is not right. I got second, and after winning the Olympia, that was in 2012." And I felt it. That the only reason what I say, like when people were watching, is because I know it was I was at one point that everybody was kind of tired of me winning, and the fans and
Mhm.
people talking, it kind of gets to you where like reading stuff, and it was pretty kind of hard for me. And
Mhm.
I remember when Oksana won, she's like backstage, she was the only one who came up to me, and she's like, all the girls left. And I mean, I felt the energy. So she was the only one. She's like, this is not right. Something is wrong. You should have won. I said, no, Oksana, I'm good. If it's like losing to you, that's fine. Like, it's all good. But it's just
Mhm.
you gotta enjoy it. And like Whitney said, you gotta be thankful, because this is the IFBB, the Olympia doesn't owe us anything. This is a stage that they're giving us for us to be able
Absolutely.
to, a platform to excel. So you got to be thankful for what you have and what you can accomplish in this sport.
Yeah.
Nobody owes you anything. And I mean, I totally agree with Whitney. And it just
Mhm.
I love this sport. I love fitness and seeing the girls, and all I want to see is just everybody to be healthy, and of course
Mhm.
to see the sport, the fitness girls growing, more fitness girls.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that moment that Adela just told you guys, and I didn't want to win, honestly, because Adela, it was like, how to say, I follow her. I wanted to follow somebody, like we all want to follow. And now when it happens, I'm like, who I have, who I don't have someone like who is motivating you, like, and I couldn't accept it, like, no, I don't want it like this, I don't want it. Bring Adela. So
She did it.
yeah, and I
Oksana
remember
is notoriously humble. If you guys haven't
the,
figured it out,
Mhm.
but yeah, in
And
my
that's the way it
case,
should be.
and thank you, in my case, people won't believe it or don't want believe it, I don't care, I never compete for placing, because I think in fitness, when you perform, I'm more an actress, like I love to act, I
Mhm.
love, this is my challenge, this is my part of my acting career, I love
Mhm.
to challenge myself.
Mhm.
How you can, in acting school, when I was in acting school, there couldn't be a winner, and they always like, oh my god, Oksana, you such a, like, you are sportsman, you have to remove it, like,
you're
no
too
way,
competitive.
this is so bad, because in acting it's like pain, like a game, like pain, like a paintball, like boom boom boom, like a game, you,
Yes.
yes,
Ping pong.
like,
Ping pong.
right, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's like you have to help your partner, you have to, work with your
Wow.
partner. And sport is different, it's all
Mhm.
about, like, yeah, and in my case it was all about performances, I competed because of performances, I love to set up something, and of course I focus only to do my performance well, so audience will believe me, will
Mhm.
believe what I was trying to say,
Mhm.
and in physique wasn't my best part, like always, I always second call out, like very rare in first, very rare in
Mhm.
first. And
Mhm.
this moment after prejudging, it's very tough, because that you're not going to be in top 5 or 6, right? And you have to get your love to why you're here, what you, it's like, it's hard to always, to get your strength, get your belief, like, that's why you're here, because of your routine, and just to perform with everything. So I know for everyone is different, someone very competitive, and it's really not helping, in general, like because we are all different. You know, we got to love each other, we got to love, support each other, because there is no competition. What
Yeah.
competition?
So
We are
do you
all different.
Is
So
this your favorite move?
do you think that it's possible, if you come into this sport and you are a gymnast and you know, we know what gymnasts go through. They're competitive at the age of 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's just their world. But if you have a combination of, like, let's say a cheerleader or dance, and you learn how to, what do
I
you think
think
about that?
I think in every sport is a little bit different. But if we talk about Olympic sport, everyone is so supportive. You have no idea how, even more than we are in fitness. In
Really?
gymnastics, oh yes. In gymnastics, like there is no like behavior like you took someone place or
I
something.
see.
Trust me, in Olympic sport, it's even more friendly than in fitness, because we have, like, I don't know, it's just so that's why girls who came from Olympic sports, you know, or from dance, because it's more about artistic performing, you know, so it's different. It's different. Yeah. So
Good. Yeah.
because I'm from Olympic sport, gymnastics,
Yes. Yes. I
we
know
we
that.
could we could have a conflict because somebody took my food from girls, or somebody, you know, backstage or something, but never about uh you know, who's placing, how placing, because we obviously see who has more potential. And I was not, I wouldn't say I wasn't not good gymnast. I was very consistent, but genetically wasn't fit. So, and girls knew it, because coaches always punish me for this, you know, and they knew and they support. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think sport is even more. It's just, it depends from type of people, you know. But
Yeah. Well,
generally.
I hope that the other 5 divisions, the ladies, that they're watching this, and because I would assume, because you guys put together a performance that's athletic, where I can see you being physical, that there would be probably a little bit more of something there that we could measure it by, versus the other divisions. It's so subjective, because I hear athletes say, I don't know how she beat me. She shouldn't have beat me. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean?
Our entire support, like literally, think about it. Like, your support system will always be like, you should have won. My God,
yeah.
you're the best. But it's every division, it's subjective. You have to understand that. Literally, if you can't take it, get out now, because it will eat you up. It will tear you down. You have to be an athlete. You have to be a competitor. You got to take whatever happens as it is, and then go, I need to do better, be better. If you're an athlete, when you get your teeth kicked in, you're like, oh, that sucks. I'm going back.
She has, actually.
Yeah.
Clearly.
She has.
Well, guys,
And the other thing too is I it's that the athlete should not take things too personal. So, like, for me now, giving a prediction, okay, should not be personal, because I'm just, I've been seeing Jaclyn, and I feel like, I mean, it's her time to shine, for God's sake, but now, like, I mean, it's just my own feelings. So I know how we are as athletes. Sometimes we take things for granted. Take things too hard when somebody's give a prediction, but it's a prediction. It's like we said it. Anything can happen. Nothing is guaranteed. So the main thing is like that everyone go to that station. They're safe, and nobody walks out there without any injuries. That's the main thing. And all those girls, especially the new girls competing too, it's going to be amazing to step on the stage at the Arnold Classic, because I remember my first time too. So You know,
Wow.
everybody just had to enjoy that moment. It's just like,
Mhm.
just enjoy, breathe, and just take it all in, because it's just the
Mm.
first time is just the best. So
Yes.
I feel so
I-
motivated.
Yes.
Yes.
And with that, 8 times Miss Olympia Adela, thank you so much. I love that. Just breathe, ladies. Just breathe.
yeah.
Guys, this has been a great conversation. I've enjoyed this tremendously. Thank you, Wendy Fortino. Thank you, Whitney
Thank you.
Jones. Congratulations, Oksana, on
Thank
being
you.
our
Yes.
current champion. And to
Thank
all of
you.
you out there, thank you for joining us. And
Good luck, Jaclyn.
good luck,
Yeah.
Jaclyn.
There you
Love
go.
you.
Good luck, Jaclyn. Good luck, all the ladies.
And to
All right, guys.
everyone, to
All right,
AJ.
guys.